What if I told you that one of the most powerful superfoods on Earth isn't a fruit, a seed, or some exotic root, but a slimy green organism you've probably walked past on the beach? Yes, seaweed. And before you wrinkle your nose, listen closely. Because the truth is, this underwater plant might just be the missing link in your diet. It detoxes heavy metals. It nourishes your brain. It balances hormones. And in some cultures, it's been credited with preventing cancer and extending life. Yet, most people in the Western world have no idea what it can do. In this video, we're going to dive deep into why seaweed is turning heads in the nutrition world and why you might want to rethink that sushi wrapper. But stick around to the end, because benefit number 5 might just blow your mind and explain why billionaires, astronauts, and even cancer researchers are obsessed with algae. Let's dive in. 1. Seaweed isn't just food, it's an ancient medicine. While many people think of seaweed as that green stuff floating near the shore, traditional cultures have long known better. In ancient Chinese medicine, seaweed was used over 2,000 years ago to treat goiters, swelling, and to detoxify the body. Japanese monks consumed it for clarity of mind and endurance during fasting. And in Iceland and Ireland, kelp was a staple food during times of famine, not just for calories, but for its healing power. Modern science is now catching up. Certain seaweeds like kombu, wakame, nori, spirulina, and chlorella are absolutely bursting with nutrients. We're talking about complete proteins, antioxidants, B vitamins, iodine, iron, magnesium, omega-3s, and a unique compound called fucoidan, which researchers are now studying for its anti-cancer properties. That's right, the slimy stuff we once thought of as ocean waste. It might actually be nature's most complete multivitamin. But let's go deeper too. Seaweed can rewire your brain chemistry. Let's talk brain health. Did you know that spirulina, a blue-green algae that thrives in freshwater, has been called brain food of the future by NASA? It's rich in phycocyanin, a pigment with powerful anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective effects. In animal studies, phycocyanin has been shown to stimulate neurogenesis, protect against Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and even help repair brain tissue after injury. But that's just the beginning. Chlorella, another freshwater algae, contains a compound called chlorella growth factor, which boosts cell regeneration and helps detoxify the brain from heavy metals like mercury and lead. This is crucial, especially if you eat fish, have dental amalgams, or live in polluted areas. And what about iodine? Seaweeds like kombu and wakame are packed with it. Your brain needs iodine to produce thyroid hormones, which in turn regulate your metabolism, mood, and energy. Without enough iodine, brain fog, depression, and fatigue become regular visitors. Let that sink in. One serving of seaweed can do more for your focus than your overpriced nootropic pills. 3. Seaweed cleans you from the inside out. Now, let's talk detox. Every day, we're bombarded by toxins, pesticides, plastics, heavy metals, environmental pollutants. They build up in our bodies, particularly in fat, tissue, organs, and yes, the brain. Seaweed, especially chlorella and spirulina, act like internal magnets for these toxins. Their unique cell walls bind to mercury, cadmium, lead, arsenic, and even radioactive particles, then gently usher them out through your body's elimination systems. In fact, Japanese researchers found that spirulina supplementation significantly reduced arsenic toxicity in affected individuals, something modern medicine still struggles with. But that's not all. Seaweed is rich in sticky compounds called alginates. These help eliminate toxins from the gut and bloodstream, and can also reduce the absorption of radioactive strontium and cesium. That's why seaweed became a focus of studies after nuclear disasters like Fukushima. Think about that. A simple daily dose of seaweed might be one of the most powerful detox protocols available, and most people are still popping sketchy detox teas instead. 4. It boosts immunity and fights inflammation. Let's shift gears to your immune system. Seaweeds are among the richest sources of bioactive polysaccharides, including one superstar, fucoidan. Fucoidan has been shown to activate killer immune cells, suppress tumor like herpes, inhibit virus, and promote tissue healing and repair. Studies have shown that fucoidan from brown seaweed can reduce inflammation on par with anti-inflammatory drugs, but without the side effects. This makes it a promising natural treatment for arthritis, autoimmune issues, and gut inflammation. Even more fascinating, fucoidan may help stimulate apoptosis, program cell death in cancer cells, while leaving healthy cells untouched. Researchers are currently studying it for use in colon, liver, and breast cancer therapies. And what about immune resilience? Japanese populations that regularly consume seaweed have lower rates of respiratory illness, autoimmune disease, and some of the highest life expectancy in the world. Coincidence? Maybe. But the evidence is stacking up. 5. Seaweed can literally change your heart and blood. Yes, seaweed may even be protecting your heart. Let's start with blood pressure. Several compounds in seaweed act as natural ACE inhibitors, the same mechanism used by pharmaceutical blood pressure medications. Studies show that seaweed consumption can lower both systolic and diastolic pressure in just a few weeks. And cholesterol? The fiber in seaweed helps block the absorption of dietary fats in the digestive tract, which leads to reductions in bad cholesterol. One study found that just 5 grams of seaweed extract daily lowered LDL cholesterol by up to 15% after 1 month. Then there's iron. Spirulina and chlorella contain easily absorbed iron, especially helpful for women, athletes, or anyone prone to fatigue. And unlike iron pills, these don't cause constipation or gut irritation. Even the blood itself benefits. Chlorella is rich in chlorophyll, which supports oxygen transport, cleanses the blood, and may even increase red blood cell production. That's why so many people report feeling more energized, clearer-headed, and physically resilient after just a week of using it. 6. Seaweed supports hormones and fertility. Here's something you probably haven't heard before. Seaweed might be one of the rare natural foods that can actually support hormonal balance, especially thyroid and sex hormones. We've already covered iodine, which is essential for proper thyroid function, but there's more. Seaweed contains lignans, which can help modulate estrogen levels in the body. This is particularly useful for people dealing with PMS, menopausal symptoms, estrogen dominance, or polycystic ovary syndrome. Some research even suggests that regular seaweed intake can reduce the risk of hormone-sensitive cancers, including breast cancer, by improving how the body metabolizes estrogen. And what about male health? The nutrient-rich profile of seaweed, particularly zinc, iodine, and antioxidants, may help support testosterone levels, improve sperm motility, and enhance overall fertility. Combine that with its ability to detox endocrine disruptors like xenostrogens from plastics, and you have a full-spectrum hormonal ally straight from the ocean. 7. But wait, is it safe for everyone? Now, with all this hype, you might be wondering, is seaweed safe for everyone? That's a smart question. First of all, quality really matters. It's important to choose seaweed from clean, trusted waters, ideally certified organic sources. Some seaweed can contain heavy metals or pollutants if harvested from contaminated areas. Second, moderation is key. Seaweed is very rich in iodine, especially varieties like kombu, and overconsumption can overstimulate the thyroid. For most people, moderate servings are perfectly safe and highly beneficial. Third, while rare, allergies are possible. If you've never eaten seaweed before, it's always wise to start with a small amount and see how your body responds. Overall, for the vast majority of people, seaweed is a safe, healing, and powerful addition to the diet. 8. The future of seaweed and why it's taking over. And now, let us fast forward. Seaweed isn't just a superfood, it's being seen as the future of food, medicine, and even energy. Why? Because it grows incredibly fast, doesn't need soil or fresh water, captures carbon dioxide, and purifies the ocean as it grows. NASA includes spirulina in long-term space missions. The United Nations has named it a critical food in the fight against global hunger. Biotech startups are using algae to create antiviral coatings, sustainable biofuels, and even biodegradable plastics. Meanwhile, you can add it to your smoothie or eat it with rice. That's the power of seaweed. It's not just good for you, it's good for the planet. So, will you ever look at seaweed the same way again? This slimy ocean treasure is so much more than a sushi wrapper. It's a detoxifier, a brain booster, a hormone balancer, a heart protector, and an immune system amplifier all in one tiny plant. And best of all, it's cheap, natural, and wildly underrated. If you've made it this far, you're probably ready to give seaweed a try. Let us know in the comments. Which one will you try first, spirulina, nori, or chlorella? And if you want more deep dives into the natural world's most powerful secrets, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap that bell. This is Healthy Nature, your trusted guide to real, natural health. See you in the next video.